What's up, everyone? Welcome to Perfect Form Forever, where we talk anime, manga, and everything in between. I gotta do it. Alright? Let's talk One Piece card game. Alright. Let's talk about Card Fest 2023-2024. Alright? So, if you know what Card Fest is, this is the big Bandai event. I'm not sure about the other card games, but this was the nationals for the One Piece card game, right? Other card games that was going on was Dragon Ball Z, Battle Spirits Saga, Digimon, and they were demoing Union Arena, right? So it's a Bandai event. All right. Went there. I'm back. Now I'm going to explain my experience. Now, before that, let me make a disclaimer, all right? Who am I? I'm your casual gamer. I'm not an elite level competitor, nor am I a sponsored YouTuber. Everything I say is from my perspective, my opinion, and I just kind of call it like I live it. All right? Let's get that part out of the way. All right? So I'm pretty much, when it comes to playing this game, I'm a nobody on the meta scene. I'm a nobody. But I am enough of a somebody to talk about how things are and not sugarcoat it. This kind of just like I'm talking to a friend. All right? With that being said, I'm going to tell you about the whole experience of my weekend. We'll call it a weekend at this card fest, right? My expectations, what happened, and all that good stuff, all right? Now, the tough part is I don't know if I should start with the bad or start with the good, right? Because I want to tell a story. So, what should I do? Let's start with the good. Let's start with the good, because a lot of bad. Let's start with the good. All right. First, before we get into the story and all the good stuff, I gotta give a huge shout out to my subscribers. Huge shout out to you guys. All right. I met quite a handful of subscribers there. I got to talk to them. Really dope people. They came up to me because I was walking around the event like I was lost, or sitting down because I was tired, or whatever the case may be. So shout out you guys. Let me shout you guys out by name, because I know a lot of YouTubers don't do that, but I'm gonna do that. So first and foremost, shout out to QTTCG out of Alabama. He's playing Anel. Chopped it up with him. Cool character. Cool person. Think about the game. All right. I want to shout out Calvin. All right. Met up with Calvin. Had some words with him. Good words. Had a conversation with him. Cool character. Cool person. God damn it. Cool person. All right. Shout out to, I think his is Delano or Delano. However you say the la part. He saw me in passing, dapped me up, all that good stuff. Again, shout out to you, all right? And if you guys watch this video, comment below so the other subscribers know that you're real. All right? And shout out to Muhammad. Muhammad, he came real fast, walking past. Hey, you're the guy that from YouTube. Yes, no doubt. Dapped me up and kept it moving. So shout out to Muhammad. All right? But I think, is it Calvin or Cody? I think it was Calvin. Calvin will get back to. I gotta speak his interesting story. All right? But shout outs are over. Again, appreciate you all. And actually there was also other people that, shouted me out. I didn't get their names, but they said, "Oh, you got that YouTube? Yeah, no doubt, watch you." And they kept it moving. So again, shout out to subscribers. I appreciate all you guys. I'm a relatively small channel. No, I am a small channel, but I'm trying to communicate better than the bigger channels and try to keep this on a authentic level. That means like meet you guys, have real conversations with you people, and just keep things as authentic as possible. You know what I mean? All right. So, Card Fest 2023-2024. All right. Starting with the good. One thing, we'll say the whole event as a whole event as a whole. If I were to describe it, and I don't curse, so the way I would describe this event was a defecation disaster. And you know why I'm saying defecation for, right? That's the whole event in its entirety, right? But we'll get into the nitty gritty when we talk about the bad, but right now, let's talk about the good. So, with the event being that, the only saving grace for this event were the One Piece players. Without this community and the people at that event, players and spectators, this event would have been a 0 out of 10. 0 out of 10. The camaraderie, the conversations, the cool peoples, every person I talked to, understanding people's personality was great, right? And I say that because, some people come off with like a little bit of attitude, a little bit of that, but you understand people's personalities. It was a great event. Meeting people, talking to people, just hands down great event. And one of the big things I wanted to get out of this event was trading my cards to get the cards that I need, especially for all sets. Well, especially for set 3, 4, and 5, right? So I accomplished that goal more than I imagined. All the alternate arts I had especially from set 5, I was able to trade them for cards that I needed, some of the chase cards I've been wanting, and I ran into all types of traders. You know what I mean? I traded with people that went strictly off TCG. I traded with people that went from TCG, but the verified whatever, right? I traded with people that did value. It's like if they liked the card and they liked the trade, they just did it, right? They didn't go off value or nothing like that. I traded with people where I gave value to them. You know what I'm saying? Where my card was worth more, but I didn't care because there was another card, and the guy looked at me like, "You sure?" I'm like, "Yeah, I just want that card." Boom. I had another person where he traded one of his stamped event cards, promo cards, for a Union Arena card. So all that, all the trading, all the conversations, the people there made that event from a 0 to a solid 7. And from 0 to 7 because of the people in the community, right? But take that out, it's sitting comfortably at a 0. But I want to mention that first. I want to mention that what made me stay there was the people, was the trades. And now is a story time about the trading. I didn't know how to trade. I don't know how to trade cards. Like, I don't know how to, approach person. Hey, you got trades, this, that, and third. So for a long time, I had to watch how other people do it. And the cool thing is, like, most people walked around with their card binder, right? I don't do that. Again, I'm an old dude, and I always think about someone snatching my cards and bouncing. So I just kind of kept mine in my book bag tight to my back, right? But it was cool. We saw people just kind of sit down, had their book open, and any person that wanted to take a look, you could look through it. You could question, hey, you looking for anything? Let's do this, that, and third, right? So I started to understand, okay, this is how you trade cards and all that good stuff. So after a few hours, I'm slow. Took me a few hours. I started to, go around and look at people's books or binders. And mostly when that happened, I kind of looked over people. So I was over people's shoulders, kind of just browsing, see if they got any cards I like. Then you have these random people say, hey, do you have this card? Do you have this card? Do you have this card, right? And actually with one trade, one person's like, yeah, does anyone have 2 alternate art kids from Opio 5, right? And I had one for my case opening, and I actually got another one from some packs that I won from locals. So I had 2 of them. So yeah, I got 2. You want to make a trade? So when I'm making the trade, I'm looking to trade something. Like, I'm really looking like, okay, if you got my cards, we'll work something out, right? So I had the 2 kid cards. They wanted it. I looked through their binder, and they had all the cards. They had the special card Lucci from Opio 5. I said, okay, let's trade for that card. So they did the math, and it's like, well, the 2 kids is worth more than the 1 Lucci. So what we end up doing is we traded, and they gave me $20, right? So what I did, I took that $20. I went to the person right the other side of me. I was like, hey, that Opio 5 law, I'll give you $20 for that. He's like, cool. Did that. Like, I think that at the time law was probably like 20, like a little closer to $21. But I was like, look, I'll give you $20. Let me get that law. Cool. Gave him the money. So I just kind of got 2 cards that I needed for my my collection. So that's how it was. It was just open communication. Everyone was talkative. No one's really standoff. Out of everything, I was probably more standoffish because I don't know what I was doing. But as the event progressed, I got better and better at talking about trades and this, that, and third. So again, that was my positive experience of the event. All right, I could go into it more, but you guys get the gist of it, right? Able to traded cards, all that good stuff. All right. Now let's get into the bad. Ooh, story time now. All right, so before the event even starts, right? As all you guys know, to get into the event, it's a free event, but to get into the event, you have to have a Bandai TCG Plus app and try to manually get yourself in there, right? And I think there was about, I'm gonna say 2,500 slots, right? So of course, when that opened up, app crashes for like an hour or more. But we know that. I think Bandai probably updated their app once, like a major update once. But when it comes to everyone trying to get into this particular event, crash, can't do anything, and I got lucky, right? And I think most people in the event that got lucky, right? So with that being said, I thought that, okay, if Bandai is holding Bandai is holding this national event, this is their event, right? That we're gonna be on the Bandai app, right? You get in, you got the participate in, you got the wait list in, this, that, whatever it is, it's on the app. So we're good. All right. So that came in when people that got in, people that didn't were waitlisted, and they had another round of trying to get people in. A little bit of people got in, rest spectators, right? Now, we had until the 25th to submit your deck list, right? I did it on the 24th, right? And I played Katakuri. Don't worry about my deck list because I ain't win nothing. So in the application, right, they ask for your name, first, last name, what's your Bandai member number, your Bandai name. They asked for a Discord name, which I thought was weird, but whatever. They asked for Best Coast Pairing email address. I thought that was weird, but whatever. Ask for your address, who you're playing, and submit your deck list, right? All that is fine, right? So I did that on the 24th, and I believe I left on the 26th. Whatever. Did all that, boom. All right, so the day of early check-in was Friday. That Friday, which is the 27th. Wait, let me get my dates right. I got my phone right here. Let me just get my dates right. Sorry. Yeah, so I submitted my deck on the 24th. The deadline was the 25th. And early check-in was the 26th, the Friday, right? So I drove past the arena, the convention center, right? I drove past there 12 o'clock and I see a huge line. I went right past it. I'm saying, I'm going back to the hotel. This is nuts, right? And I had my son in the back seat and he wasn't having it. He's like, yo, if we have to wait in that line, I'm going bananas on you, right? He told me that telepathically. So I went back to the hotel. I think I did a few more things with my son, but went back to the hotel. Not until around 2:30 to 3, I went back and I was able to just go on in, check in, all that good stuff, right? I didn't have to wait in no lines, just went straight in. And I went with my son, so it was all good, right? So you first you have to show your Bandai barcode, right? Your Bandai that you're participating in the event, right? To get in the door. You do that, you go in, show them the barcode again, boom, they register you, groovy, right? That's it. Then you go to another, the way it happened to me, then I went to another person, I guess, whoever it was, and just give them your name, ID, just to check check you off, and they give you the promo package, right? Boom, that's it. That's the check-in process, right? You get the badge, you get your promos, all good. All right, so the event started on Saturday at 9:30. That was the start time. And of course, I hate being late and I hate being on time. So I come in about an hour early, right? I think I parked my car around 8:30 and I got into the arena probably 8:45, right? Boom, check it out, walking around. Nothing really to it. They have, the places where you, exhibits and all that good stuff. They had a scavenger hunt, all that good stuff. They had a little stand to where they're selling a bunch of stuff from Premium Bandai, look like. And they had a bunch of cards, booster boxes, sorry. I saw a lot of set 1 and set 5 and Kingdom's Intrigue, right? Because I know the colors white and yellow, right? Boom. Didn't go online because I didn't want to buy any figures because figures not really what I collect, right? So I get a lay of the land, see all the tables, see all the different spots for all the different games. All right, so I'm just moving around. 9:30 comes. All right, nothing really happening. So whatever, walking around, I'm sitting around, the only thing I brought with me as far as besides my TCG stuff was a bunch of Nutri-Grain bars and a bottle of water, right? I'm good at not eating throughout the day. I could do that. I don't really get hangry or anything like that. I can manage myself. All right, so now I'm just moving around, see what the Digimon people are doing. They're doing the Battle Spirit Saga. I wasn't really interested in doing the demo deck for the Union Arena because, again, I don't want to get into any other TCG. Whatever. Then it's like 10 o'clock now. 10 o'clock, 10:30. I'm like, what's going on? So I'm walking around and I'm hearing whispers of they're not using the Bandai app. They're using another parent app. I'm like, first I'm like, 1, that's weird. 2, why is this like a whisper? You know what I mean? Like, why is it like, yeah, I heard this, I heard that. Why is it like hearsay? It's like, if they're gonna switch it up, 1, why are they doing it now? And 2, why isn't anyone prepared for this? Right? So whatever. Going around, I'm walking around, seeing what people's trading and things like that. Then at some point, I don't even know when, honestly, they announce it. Blah, 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 using the Best Coast pairing. And I'm like, that is weird, right? Because now what I think is this is a national event, right? National event, everyone from the country everyone from this region, so Canada, maybe Mexico, I didn't mean anybody from Mexico, and the US are at this this convention. I would think that we're going to use the Bandai app, right? And to me, it's like, we're going to use it because it makes sense. It just makes sense. If it crashes, if it whatever, it just makes sense that it to happen right there and then, right? We're using Best Coast Parent. So I'm like, that's weird. Now, with me, I have two accounts with Best Coast Parent. I have one that I use I first made one with my main email address. Now I was like, no, I don't want to get random spam if they do anything like that. So I made one for my junk email address, right? And that's the one I tend to use because I've used Best Coast Parent for regional events and things like that. So I use that one primarily, and that's the one I put in my application. Because remember I said they had us put it in? That's the one I put in my application, right? So, and they're telling us not to use the app, use the website. I'm like, are you serious? Whatever. Go on the app, go on the website, trying to figure it out, sign into my account, can't see the event. I can't see the event, and when I asked someone to see for my name, can't find my name. My name doesn't come up. Like there was like, I know this because I've done it so many times. There were 3 Olivers with either the first or last name. No, there were 2. I was the third. So every time I search, I'll see those 2 people. Again, we're like more than an hour, like hour and a half in, right? So it's 10:30. It's going to 11. It's 11 o'clock. So I go to the judge's place where the organizers are, and I'm in line to ask them, yo, what's going on here, right? And they tell me, one person tells me, don't worry about it. They'll fix it and this, that, and third. Actually, no, sorry. This happened before I searched. I asked like, yo, you guys using West Coast Parent? I'm not seeing myself. Don't worry about it. When they put the parents up, it'll come up. All right? So that's about an hour in. Now we're getting to 11 a.m., 11:30 p.m. No, 11:30 a.m., sorry. And they're announcing, I think they either announced the parents or they're saying we're using this app. Or this might be even 12. We're using this app. I'm like, yo, I don't see myself in. And I checked in early, all that stuff. Right? And around this time, I might be getting my times confused. That's where I met the subscriber Calvin. Right? So we have 2 different issues going on. Me, I checked in early, not finding myself in the Best Coast Parent roster, right? Calvin, on the other hand, he checked in the day of, and he's not on it. He's not on the app. He can't find himself, and they already gave him, I think at that point, they already gave him the first round loss because of that, because he checked in with the people. They told him to go to another person, and they said, now you're good. Or something to that extent. But he had to, I guess they had to manually do it, but they gave him the first round loss. Right? So he checked in the day of, and they didn't have anything together. Right? Crazy. But me, on the other hand, I'm trying to figure out what my situation is. And I see that the organizers is not the core TCG, which was in the header of who's going to be organizing the event, right? Core TCG is supposed to head this event, but I'm seeing people with Play TCG shirts, and I know that's another company, I think on the East Coast, maybe Florida, maybe up north, right? But along the East Coast, somewhere. So I'm like, that's why we're using Best Coast Parent, because I know that organizer, they use that. I guess they have their Ace Boom Coons with Best Coast Parents, right? So I'm like, that's weird. Why weren't we notified of this earlier, right? So I'm looking around, I guess, where all the judges are, and I see a core TCG, I don't know, a big old case. It's like a big old case on wheels. It says core TCG. So I'm thinking that core TCG supplied the product and Play TCG's running the event, right? Whatever the case may be, I'm in line because I'm trying to figure out what's going on, right? I get to the judge table. I told him, like, look, I checked in yesterday. I'm not seeing, you saying the parents are up. I'm not seeing my name. Of course, they're on the computers. They don't know what's going on. They're trying to do overrides and things like that. And I'm not sure if there's a head organizer or whatever, but there was a guy. I guess he was the guy to announce, either a guy with announcement or the guy that's doing the technical difficulty stuff, right? And there was two people I saw, that guy and another guy with the Best Coast Parents shirt. So I'm like, okay, someone that works there is in the building, someone that's organized, that's the head organizer is in the building, and they don't know what's going on, right? So the person in front of me, I'm saying, yo, this, that, third. He said, okay, I got to manually put you in, and let's see what happens. Boom, boom, boom. Takes like maybe 10 minutes. He's like, okay, I got you in. What was your name again? Blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, on my app, I'm not seeing it, right? He goes, well, he shows me his computer, like, well, I got your name here, and I got it under this email address. I was like, where'd you get that email address from? Like, that wasn't on the application. He said, well, that's the one that's associated with your Bandai account. I'm like, all right, I know the password to that one. So they put I guess they put it in my account that I don't use anymore, that I didn't put in my application. But luckily, I know that email address. I knew the password. Got in. Boom. But the thing is, they gave me the first round win, which I'm like, okay. Okay, because right now it's about close to like 1:30. Again, I was in line for a minute, and they're playing the first round already. They're playing it already. So the event started at 9:30, and the first round didn't start till like around 1:00, give or take an hour. If my memory serves me right. Crazy. Think about it. The thing is, the national event is supposed to set the standard of how this is supposed to be, right? When you see the Japanese, when they do their events, that joint looks like it's damn near a TV show. They got the judges or the spectators or whatever the hell they are. They're talking about the cars, this, that, and the third. Meanwhile, we're getting this junky performance where we can't get this thing started off straight, right? So that's the big part. Now this is where things get crazy, because now it's around 1:00 and the spectators start coming in. I think they could come in at 12 or 1. I think it's 12. So things are getting more crowded. And at that time, my plan was going into this event was play a few rounds, then go to a side event, right? But me researching the side events, I noticed that they're small side events. I think the max was like maybe 128 people, one-on-one. And I heard that the side events sold out in minutes, right? For that day, right? I guess what I heard is that they had a QR code. People just boom, boom, got in. That's it. No warning. No, okay, this is how it's going to go down. Just randomly done it. Crazy, right? Now, the one thing I'm not conveying to you guys how upset I was, right? This is like so much of a waste of time. And the thing is, like, if I was younger and I was being at an event, wasting my time, I wouldn't care as much, right? I was like, whatever, I got time, this, that, third. But the thing is, being at this event, doing nothing, took away time to be with my wife and my kid while she's out there playing with him in the park and things like that. And I'm like, dude, like at that point, like before the end of round 1, I'm sitting there like, should I leave? Like, this is like, it's almost 2:00, 2:30, and I've done nothing as far as the event's concerned. Again, training, all that was cool, but I was there for the event, and it's early in the afternoon and I'm still not playing. And I'm wondering to myself, is this a waste of time? And should I be with my family right now, just enjoying California, right? So right now, like, I'm tipping the scales like, yo, should I leave or not? Without playing nothing, made a few trades, but I was like, at that point I was ready to leave. Right? So I wasn't battling hunger. It was just me doing nothing productive in the convention. That's why I was there, what I was there for. So I'm like, so I'm texting my wife. She's like, no, everything's fine. Don't worry about it. Boom, boom, boom. So got to play. I started playing the second round, which started maybe 2:30 for me. So I've been there since 8:45, and my first game is at around 2:30. Crazy, right? So that was like I don't know. Like, now let's talk about that and that right there, right? Before I talk about my matches and all that, let's talk about that right there. And just like with this one, when I point, like, now I'm gonna point fingers, right? It isn't any of the players' fault, right? We're there, we're trying to figure out what's going on. It isn't any of the judges' fault because they're just trying to answer questions, but it's like, go there. They're trying to make the lines as things cave in, right? But it's 1,000% the fault of Play TCG. 1,000%. 1,000,000%. Preparedness, 0. Communication, 0. You know what I'm saying? Preparedness and communication. You can't have that at a 0 at a national level event of any kind. It could be what baby makes the most noise event. If you get 0 communication and preparedness, it's a disaster, right? So when I say preparedness, if Play TCG knew that they were going to be running an event at any point, it could be the day before, a week before, a month before. Let players know what's up. Yo, Play TCG, we're going to be hosting this event. We're going to be using Best Coast pairing. Make sure this is right. We're going to send out another Google Sheet form. Make sure this information is correct. At check-in, hey, Play TCG's taking over. What's your email to Best Coast pairing? Right? Take care of all the administrative stuff before the event. That's it. Preparedness. That's it. Get prepared that, okay, we're not using the Bandai app. What we're going to use? This BS app. Okay, we roll with them. We're A Spoon Coons. Let's make it work. We have a long list of people. Let's hit the list at early check-in. Then we get everyone else at regular check-in. That's it. That's all they had to do. Just tell us beforehand. Let us prepare that we're going to be using Best Coast pairing. That's all they had to do. It could have been a day before, a week before, a month before. Preferably a month before. But a week or a day before, like day before early check-in, you would have had to pull all-nighter, but you would have got all the information in to get things rolling. Right? Preparedness. Now, communication that came with preparedness. Literally, at no point during the event, before the event started, that they said officially we're going to be using Best Coast pairing. They kind of said it as if we're supposed to know already. Okay, we're using Best Coast pairing. Like, how do you know all of us know what that is? Like, how do you know all of us know what that is? Like, luckily, most people in that arena has played an in-person and offline, online and offline event that we know what that is, right? Because the two big dogs is, I think there's 3, but the 2 big dogs is RK9, Best Coast pairing, right? It's like, but the thing is, I came to the event wanting to use the Bandai app, because if the Bandai app messed up, we could put pressure on Bandai to get things right? But now, since you're using Best Coast pairing, it's like plausible deniability. Deniability is how you say it? Plausible deniability? Man, I was like, yeah, that was them. They used that app. They should have used ours. Don't know why they didn't, right? So we now playing that. Now we're looking at Best Coast pairing. Like, one is at, oh gosh, so much wrong. One thing, even though the Bandai app is trash. It does have its perks, right? Out of the RK9, the Best Coast Parent, and the Bandai app, I like the Bandai app a lot better because it does one thing that the others don't do. Push notifications about where in the hell you're going to sit. That's it. I don't have to go on because with RK9 and with Best Coast Parent, you have to go into the phone, refresh, or go back so it can refresh to find out where you're sitting. And when you're in an arena like that, in that size, the internet's not all that. You know what I'm saying? But when you use the Bandai app and you're not trying to get into the event, but you're using it at the event, soon as they hit boom, pairings, push notifications. Because most of the time I have my Apple Watch on, boom, I can see that's where I sit. But other ones you have to go into the internet, refresh. With Best Coast Parent is okay. You got to go to pairings. Then you probably have to go to from round 1, round 2, round 3. Then you have to type out your name. That's the way I did. You have to type out the name, see where you are. It's like, yo, this is all for this just to find out where you're sitting. When the Bandai was just simple push notification, get your butt over there. That's why I think RK9 and Best Coast Parent, they do it the same way. I think RK9 doesn't have an app. Best Coast Parent, they have an app. This is trash. Trash. I want to point my fingers at Best Coast Parent, but as what my knowledge is, they're just a software. So what you input into it is what you get out of it. But the thing is, the second screw up of this whole event, repairings. It's like, I'm not sure who to blame that on, but I'm pointing my fingers at the organizers because they can't input data. Of course, because they weren't ready to do a mass input of data, so of course they're going to get things wrong. But again, if they were prepared to hit this early, everything would have went smoothly. So during the whole, I think I played 8 rounds. The time I was there, they had to do a repairing twice. And this is like, I think the first repairing is either the second or third round, then the 7th or 8th round. That's when they had to do repairings. And I'm like, at the second one, I'm like, okay, I think 8 was like, you know what? After this one, I'm out of here. And after the 4th round, I stopped caring if I won or not. I just stopped caring. I'm just going to play, wait till this round is up so I can go trade cards. Literally. That's what my whole attitude was. Okay, whatever, boom, boom, boom. I had how many good matches I had where I was like, damn, I could have got that one, but I'm stupid. I had one with Queen. I always had a problem with Queen. That one went to time because we kept just putting new life. So that was a fun one. And a Sakazuki. Didn't see as much Sakazuki as I thought I would, but when I did play the Sakazuki, I gave him a run for his money, right? But after the 4th round, I stopped caring if I won or lost. At going into the 8th round, I'm like, yo, I'm done. It was good, I think it was like almost, I'm not sure how many rounds they played because I just bounced, but it was like close to 10. Or it might be 10 going on 11. Right? Because I remember I had to go to the hotel and I had to eat with the lights off because my wife and my son were sleeping. So, craziness. But yeah, so this event was the most, it's funny because I've been to events where it's poorly planned, right? I did the first online Treasure Cup it was with Core TCG, where they went from in the beginning of the first, second round, they changed from the Bandai app to RK9. That was a big brouhaha, right? So I've been through crapshoots when it comes to this game, but this just takes the cake, man. I did a regional in out here in Arlington, and I did the first Treasure Cup in Long Beach, right? Both was fine because again, they were prepared. That's it. They were prepared. But Arlington, I didn't stay too long. I think I stayed a round. But the Treasure Cup one, I stayed longer. It was, again, they had their system. They made sure everyone filled out for that system, all good, right? But this one, again, at the national level event, they're supposed to set the standard how this TCG is supposed to run. Are you going to have your technical difficulties? Yes. But you don't have technical difficulties before the damn thing starts that you could have mitigated early on. Like, I understand the power goes out, computer goes out, internet goes out. Boom. Those technical difficulties you can't do much about. But not having people, there were people, so first, the first problem was people with buys were still getting paired up. People with 2-round buys were still getting paired up, right? People had their names twice in the app or in the roster. Names twice. 3 problems already, right? Before the event even starts, 3 problems already. Then you have people that registered that day that's not in the app. 4 problems off the rip. Then you have people like me where you registered but you're not in their damn roster. You have 5 major issues before the event even starts. It has nothing to do with hardware. It has nothing to do with the arena. It's all because of poor planning. And poor planning, this happened at a regional event, it sucks. But we'll get over it. This happened in an online Treasure Cup, it sucks. But we'll get over it. But all the top dogs and bottom dogs are at this event expecting it to go as smoothly as all these other regional events has been going. Because this kind of stuff, like repairings happen. Okay, I understand that. One repairing happens, right? Online regionals, online Treasure Cups, you get 2, right? Right? And only like from the only mishaps I've heard is that when there were during like a weekend of regionals or Treasure Cups where people didn't know where they registered, right? And that's on the people, whatever. But this is all on the organizers, and I just don't understand how this could happen, right? As a business, I don't know how this could happen. When business, you have to be all about looking ahead and making sure and mitigating problems, right? So if any person on YouTube talks about this event and does not point out how poorly run it is, you should think twice about watching them, right? The only people that are allowed to say they're not, we'll say they shouldn't talk negatively about the event are the first and second place winners, because they're getting a free ticket to Japan. So they don't need to say this is a bad event. No. Hey, I played well. People are, you start saying no, thanks to the judge, this, that, whatever. They don't have to say anything. But everyone else, I don't care if you got top 16, top 64, top 256, or whatever the case may be. If you guys are saying anything but that this event was held poorly to the poorest standards, think twice about watching them. Because you're not going to get an honest view of how things went. You might watch them for meta stuff, whatever, but if they start to really, if you ask them about, talk about the supply issue, talk about the Uta battle, they'll be like, well, they'll make excuses. And to me, there's no reason to make excuses for a business that's been in business doing a long time. You give them grace, benefit of the doubt. I did that with Bandai. But this right here, we're talking about an organizer that's been in this for years, I'm assuming, and a company that probably doesn't care at this moment, that's been doing this for decades. You know what I'm saying? And this was a crapshoot. A crapshoot. And you'll never see something like this in Japan. The only time I heard about something negative, not negative, but some stupid happening overseas, and I think it was in Malaysia, where they just said, you know what, we're cutting it off, we're going to start again. Like in the middle of, like after like 5 rounds or something. But in Japan, where they damn near want to do everything to the highest level of excellence, would never let this slide up. They were like, yo, play TCG, you ain't doing this again. We're gonna have to have a talk with y'all. But over here, man, it's like, yo, it's crazy. So that's really what I wanted to talk about, right? I want to go in, but again, this is off the top of my head. So going into this video, I was like, yo, I'm gonna go in and this, that, and third. But I just want to stress the point that this event was poorly ran. If anyone says anything different that was there, is just question them on everything that's their opinion. Even spectators coming in, they're like, yo, what's going on here? The lines for the merchandise and stuff like that, yo, people waited online for 2.5 hours in the arena itself to get something. And that's when the spectators come. But that is nuts. Like, that line never got short. And when the line did get short and I was going to jump on it, they closed the line because it was like 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock already. That is nuts. Calvin's story is nuts. You know what I'm saying? Dude, he checked in the day of, they mess up, but he gets a first round loss. Where they do that at? And I heard that at some point in either the end of the first day or going into the second day, they had another repairing, and their first round, they just kind of went off. They just X'd it out. Like, that didn't happen. So people that got a W, people that got an L, it just didn't happen. So that event was, I want to just stress that it was poorly held, poorly organized. Communication was poor. Oh, man. I just wanted to drill that into you guys' head, that people have been there, comment below, and let them know that it was poorly ran. If you went there, tell them how you felt about how the organization was, right? Everything else, again, the players made this event dope. The players, right? And the spectators that came to trade and all that stuff, it made it dope. The unorganization was just on another level, right? So I left after the 8th round. It was around 10, 11 o'clock. We'll say 10:30. And I decided not to go to the second day. I said, yo, I'm not, whatever that first day is, I'm not about to experience anything near that the next day. So I'm like, next day, I'm going to stay with my family, take my son to the park, have some fun with them. Then at the end of the day, we're out of here, right? Because my plan was to play until I had to go to the plane, right? Play until boom, boom, boom. And my flight was delayed. So when I had to leave to go to the airport, wife just comes get me, out of there. But nope, I'm like, I'm not going there. I'm not wasting more time without, taking pictures with my family and things like that, and see my son be a maniac in California. But what else can I say? Yeah. So there's a lot of rumors about reprints and all that stuff. I'll get into that to another video when things are a bit more solid. I'll get into the Utsa deck battles a little bit later. Well, I'm not sure if I want to experience it. I'm still not deciding what I'm going to do with that. But do I think this was a waste coming from Texas, going to California? That's a good question. I would say if I wasn't able to trade cards and get the cards I need, it would have been a waste. Total waste. Because the cards I had to trade, I wasn't able to do it here. Because not a lot of people had cards that wanted to trade, or the cards are so scarce that people didn't have trades, right? So that in itself made the trip worth it. The promo cards, honestly, I lucked out. All the promo cards I got, I didn't have. So it's cool to get those cards and it had it stamped on it, right? Cool. Again, meeting subscribers, meeting people, just, it's funny because when I talk to people, I don't really talk a lot TCG stuff. It's just more about, where you're from, where is that where you live. All we really ask is what deck you played, who you play against, how'd your match go, right? I don't really get into the nitty gritty. Oh my goodness, at turn 4 you did it. Nah, like you're talking to the wrong person about that. I don't know what that means, but it sounds like you sound like me. You're just losing. But also the running joke with all the people I was talking to about the game is that I couldn't wish them good luck. I couldn't because I needed that luck. I had no luck to spare. So it was more like, be good out there. Hope things go your way because, boy, I needed my luck. Actually, let's tell a funny story about my rounds, all right? This is going to be a long video, goddamn. All right, let's give it another 15 minutes. Within 15 minutes, I'll end this video. So, round 2, my first round, I find my seat. I'm in the roster, and I'm sitting down, get my playmat come in. And what I usually do, this is some things I do with matches, right? I don't show my leader until my opponent shows their leader, right? Especially in the first 2-3 rounds, I don't do that, right? So I'll see how open they are because usually how I think it's supposed to go is that you don't show your leader until after the dice roll. Then you present it. Or it could be back, whatever, right? Because I've done that a few times where we'll do the dice roll, he pick first or second, then boom. But sometimes, so whatever. So I kind of go off that person, right? So I'm there, I'm shuffling my cards. Shout out to, I think it was Dublin for teaching me how to shuffle cards. And I'm like, okay, let's see if this person shows up. I'm always like, oh, I hope they don't. I hope they don't, right? So shuffling the cards, getting ready, got the playmat out. A second thing I do is I don't use, for the dice roll, it's either we use my dice or we use my opponent's dice, right? And if it's an online event, I only use the opponent's dice. Or we only use mine, same thing, all right? All right, whatever. So I'm getting ready. Then I'm not gonna say her name, but I saw it's a little woman. She comes like, hi. She's real soft spoken. Hi, are you Oliver? Okay, yes. We're gonna be playing against each other. Okay, no, what's up? Let's go. How's it going? I'm like, all right. I'm not thinking anything of it. I played women in this TCG, so it's not a thing to me, right? So I'm more anticipating what her leader is, right? Rolling out, and I'm waiting for her to flip the card over. Then boom, she flips it over. It's Law. I'm like, this woman is an assassin. This woman's gonna beat me to a bloody pulp. This might be an assassin from Kill Bill, right? Like I'm like this little lady. So I'll say, well, she was shorter than me, so she's a short lady, soft spoken. But I'm like, yo, this woman's about to massacre me right now. She's gonna 5K me to death before I could put a big mom out. I'm like, I know how this is gonna. If she's here and she knows how to play that deck, she's gonna 5K me to death, right? So we're sitting shuffling cards, right? And the person next to her was like, oh, I know you. I played you with Dofi. I'm like, she's a known assassin. Damn it, I'm gonna lose so bad, right? So we're playing the game. I mean, she was so nice. But she was doing it's funny that every deck I play, I know exactly how they'll play against me. And it's so crazy. Like, why am I not playing more other decks? Because I know how they play. I know the mechanics of those decks because I lose to them so much. But yeah, so my thing is, okay, she's playing Law. What variation of Law is she going to be playing, right? So, of course, my mulligans suck. My hand sucks. Whatever. I'm used to it. I'm going first. Whatever. So I'm just playing to see what kind of game she's gonna play. So the game she played with hers was I call it the Brook method, right? You bring out the Brook that takes 2 Rested Dawns and gives it to another character. Then she does that, and a variation of that, she brings out the Rush Zoros. And I know once the blocker Law comes out from OPO1, it's game over for me. Then she's like doing triple attacks and all that. So I'm like, yo, I'm not gonna survive this one. My deck does not perform well for going against a deck that's low to the ground, right? I play the big boss monsters, right? Katakuris, the moms and all that stuff. So I'm like, yo, this one, yo, tell me why she beat me before I even got all my dawn out. I was on 9 dawn. I'm like, up GG's. I'm like, yo, this woman massacred me, and I knew it was coming. So it was just funny. That one was just funny, right? So that's the funny story. Just me getting massacred by a woman that spoke soulfully. And this is the funny part. I hate when people ask me this question, but it's hilarious that they ask me this question. They ask me, so how long you been playing? I'm like, damn, I can't tell. I've been playing since the super pre-release. I'm like, yeah, I collect. and I dabble in the game. I'm like, man, she beat me so bad. She's like, yo, did you just start playing this game? Did you just pick this up at Opio 4? So she's like, yeah. So when I was like, man, I dabbled. I've watched. I've been a part of the game since the super pre-release. But I was mainly the collector. I dibble and dabble and things like that. So I'm like, I hate that question because I gotta fabricate a story so I don't look stupid. But yeah, again, players like her, that's what made the game worthwhile, right? That's what made, once I got to the 7th and 8th round, I was kind of tired of just being there. But up until that, all the training outs happened in between rounds and meeting the people on the other side of me. Very cool people. If you're watching this, what up? I could put your name in this video, but let's not do that. That's in bad taste. After I got assassinated for my first round. But yeah, those are the people that made the game enjoyable. Like, I enjoyed playing, even though I was taking more L's than the word Lollapalooza. I enjoyed playing. And that's one thing I found out. I didn't know I could play so many rounds and still enjoy playing it, right? And I just got tired of the venue. But that's the big thing. That's one thing I just want to drive home. Organization sucked. Organizers sucked. Best Coast pairing sucked. You're hitting it straight too. Players dominated that event. Player camaraderie dominated that event. All different types of players, all different walks of life, dominated that event, right? And I just thought that was dope. I was like, okay, even though this event sucked, being in this atmosphere with you guys made it so like I could go another 10 sets. You know what I'm saying? But if Nationals next year is in California, I have to see if I can make it. I would like to go again, but we'll see, right? Because the way things are going, I'm hoping I could do at least an online regional treasure cup, right? But also it seems like, correct me if I'm wrong in this assumption, a lot of the in-person games seems to be the same players as far as like location, right? Because I think they have one in Canada for the in-person one. They have one in Chicago again. I think this might be the second or third time there. They're having it up, I think, in Canada again. That might be the second, third time there. So I think another one might come to Texas. I'm hoping. If not, hopefully it's in driving distance, so I could do a road trip with my family. But it is what it is. The event sucked. 0 out of 10 wouldn't recommend it, but you get 1,000 people, 1,000 One Piece players together. It makes for a cool event. All right, I've been talking long enough. It's a long video. My bad. If you're here, subscribe, all that good stuff. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate this new subscribers. Appreciate you listening to my rant. I'm gonna call it a day. I'm getting hot from ranting. I gotta clean some stuff out of my suitcase. So, catch you guys in the next one. Peace.